Right, what's on the bench? It's a stud finder. I was using my old stud finder and it just didn't seem to be working very well any longer. Probably been dropped too many times. So I asked the people over at FNIRSI, I said, hey, you guys have some stud detectors. Why don't you send me one? And so they sent me a WD-01. So let's take a look at it here. Open the box. I've been playing with it. So it comes with this nice little case. Let's zoom back out. It comes with this nice little case. So the stud finder's in there. And it's interesting. It's got a big hole in the middle, which we'll figure out later. That's probably a smart thing to do. And it is battery powered, and it's got USB-C charging cord and that kind of thing. So it's to be used like a normal one. It has a little felt things. You put it on the wall and you run it back and forth, and it tells you what's going on. Here's the charging port and power button, and it's got two different modes. It's got one mode here with the little wood things here, and it's supposed to detect wood studs beneath. And then it has another one that will detect metal things. So like I-beams and live power cords. So it has a, let's see here. It has a detector in it. Let's see if I can find a live power cord here. I'll plug something in later, and it'll detect live things, and it'll show you that. It also will detect whether something is iron or something is copper, or non-ferrous. So that's pretty cool. And it gives you a bar graph of what it sees, so you can kind of see a bar graph here. Well, here we'll just take a piece of metal here. So it's saying that, yeah, it sees something magnetic. So it shows a little magnet sign there. So it's steel or something ferro. And then if you go over to one side, or over to the other side, or whether you're centered on it, there we go. And it says, oh, now you're centered on it. And if you look at that hole there, we're actually exactly centered on things. So you can use the hole to make a mark, and that's where you'll want to go. So we'll play with it a little bit, but let's talk about the theory and the construction of this thing first, and then we'll actually go see if we can detect some things. So it's going to be something like a metal detector. There's going to be a coil, and it's going to use radio waves in a transmit and a receive to try to figure things out. So I opened it up, and you can see inside that right at the center is a spool of copper wire. So that is the transmit coil, so it's going to be transmitting RF energy out there. And then there are two receive coils on either side. So if you run those into a bridge, you can figure out whether you're too far to the left or too far to the right or centered, right? So it's pretty basic the way it operates, or at least the principle is how it operates. Now, I think there's an extra coil in as well on the back side of the PC board that detects the live circuit stuff. It's just not shown in these pictures here, but that detects the live 120 or 60 hertz signal. All right, so that's how the thing basically operates. Let's see if we can't give it some things to detect. All right, so let's turn it on. We're going to use the I mode here, and I have three different types of metal. Let's try this one, and it definitely detects it and says, okay, it's in the center here. It also can detect how deep something is here. It tries to measure how deep it is, and let's see here. Move these out of the way. And interesting, it says this is, maybe take my watch off. Maybe that's not a good idea. I'll take my watch off. All right. Well, it says this is not ferro. It says it's metal, but there's an X in the little magnet there. Let's try this one. And that one says it's ferro. It says that one has a little magnet. And then we'll use this one and see what it says. And it says there's something there, but it's not magnetic and it's not unmagnetic. So it says this is not metal. Okay, so let's see if that's true again. Okay, so what is this? This is anodized aluminum. So if it's aluminum, it's saying that there's metal there, and but it's not ferro. And this is steel, and again we're getting the magnet, so it says yeah, that's steel. And here it sees it, but it's confused. Well, this is titanium. So yeah, that's probably not a fair comparison. You're not going to run into titanium in your walls, but I just thought I would try that out. Okay, let's see if I can get a live power cord here. All right, just have a extender here. So yeah, there we go. You can see that the light is flashing, and we're getting a little lightning bolt over there, and so it will detect live circuits and let you know. So that's pretty cool for in the wall. Okay, and the last thing we'll do is we'll push the little wood button here, and then we'll take a piece of wood here and run it behind, and there you go. It says up. Yep, you're up right about. There's some sticky stuff on this piece of wood here. Let me turn it over. There we go. All right. Oops. Here. All right. So it says there's something over there. Oh, and you're centered right there. So yeah, it does a good job of centering it and detecting its wood. And so it does what it does. The circle gives you information whether you're left or right, if it's blinky. There's different information that you can get out of the LEDs. You can be in exact mode, which is it's very high resolution, but the amount of energy being transmitted isn't as high. If you hold this down, you go into deep mode, and then it will look farther into the wall, but it won't be as accurate. So it uses a higher output. So you can change between those two. And if you push both buttons down, it turns on the beeper. And so it does the beepy thing. That was driving my wife crazy last night, so I had to turn it off. But it does have a beeper. It does have a beeper in it. So anyway, I think it's really good. It's good for my use. I'll put it to good use. I like in the hole in the middle to mark the center of things. And I think the extra feature, I've never had this before, the extra feature of finding metals and things behind the wall, making sure that you can trace wires, like active wires, you can figure out where they're going inside your walls. Make sure you don't drill into your electricity or your copper plumbing or something like that. Anyway, I like it. This is the HD-01. I think they have a fancier HD-02. Not sure if they have any others, but yeah, it'll do the job. Okay, and this wouldn't be the IMSAI Guide channel unless we actually tried to measure something. So I have a spool of wire here, 100 turns or so, and I'm going to set the stud finder on here, so we should be able to couple energy into that coil there. And I have the coil hooked up to a oscilloscope. I have the lights turned out just to get rid of ambient noise. And if I put the, there we go, if I put the stud detector on there, we're seeing the type of signal that it's outputting. So it's some kind of pulsed ringing type of thing. So it's, yeah, it's kind of a pulsed coil. So you get some ringing from the coil, and I don't know. This is 1 microsecond per division. So you can figure out, I don't know what's going on, but that's kind of what's going on there. There's a single sweep. That's in wood mode. Let's put it in metal mode. See if it's any different than metal mode. Oh yeah, it's doing things. It's like it's, I don't know, that's kind of strange. It's like it was trying different different frequencies and different things to try to figure out maybe what's going on. So I don't know. I'm sure there's a patent on this thing, and let's go ahead and change the triggering to normal. Yeah. Pull it off, put it back on. Yeah, so it's obviously doing something different in metal mode, so yeah, interesting. All right, link down below if you want one of these things.